Alexa, what time is it?
It's 2:27 p.m.
False. It's time for the Dustin Runyon Show. What's up, guys? Dustin Runyon Show here, episode 4. Today we're going to talk to you about leadership and influence. What is leadership? Well, the only leadership I believe in is servant leadership. You're here to serve, right? Another question I always ask in regards to leadership, are the people around you getting better, right? Are the people around you getting better? Well, in order to be a leader, you're going to have to influence people. You're going to have to influence people to want to do more, to become more, to give more, share more, feel more, make more, whatever it is. That's a real skill that we're going to need is influence. And I want to give a shout out to Read More. He showed this a few weeks ago. I had something similar to this, and then I saw his, and his was so much better. So I'm going to share with you this leadership model of earned influence. Influence not earned, I mean, it's no better than like a dictatorship, right? And you can operate that way. I mean, you can operate as like a boss or a leader and operate out of putting fear into other people, right? But you can only operate for so long that way. So what today we're going to talk about is earned influence. And what is earned influence? We got another triangle for you. Earned influence. Earned influence. We have to earn the influence of the people around us, and it's made up of like 3 basic things. First one is who we are. Who we are. This is in your personal life. Who are you, right? What kind of character do you have? Are you growing personally? How are your relationships outside of work? How are your relationships with the people at work, just personally, right? Do you have integrity? Are you driven? Are you a good person? Are you kind? Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Do you do what you say you're going to do, right? And evidence is a huge key to this. Like, you have to have evidence that you are a good person, right? That's the first element to earning influence, okay? Second thing over here, second triangle over here, is what we've done or what we've accomplished. Like, what have you accomplished? What have you built? Like, what results are you getting in your life, and what results are you getting in your business? If we're going to lead people or lead a community, like, what have you done, right? And a lot of times with younger leaders, or at least with me, when I started, I ran a company at like 25 years old, and I hadn't done much. I mean, I ran a short sale business for a little bit, and we closed some homes and whatnot, but I hadn't done much. So what have I accomplished was a small list, right? Third thing that you're going to need to earn this earned influence, this idea of earned influence is what you know, right? This is the knowledge portion of it. Okay, what do you know? What have you studied? What have you learned through experience or through research? Like, do you read? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you studying your business? Do you know a lot about what it is that you're doing? You know, do you know a lot about the art world or the real estate world or the car world or whatever it is that you're wanting to excel in? And so we need all 3 of these, because when who we are is great, and what we have done is substantial, and what we know, we're constantly learning. What we do is when we grow as who we are, we get a little bit more influence on the people that are around us or in our communities or with our family. What we've done. When you start to achieve and getting better results, you're going to earn a little bit more influence. And then what you know. You're constantly learning, growing as a human being, expanding on your knowledge. You're going to grow, and the goal is to consistently grow on all 3 of these. And as you grow on all 3 of these, you earn more and more and more and more influence. Now, here's the problem. Or not a problem, but this is something that happens. And let me know in the comments below if you've ever seen this before. You ever met anybody? And obviously, I'm big on business, so I'm always going to go back to business on this kind of stuff. But you ever met anybody who was a really, really, really good person, who knew a lot, but didn't get any results? Right? Well, if we're going to be that person, we're going to have to take what we know and expand it so far down, and we're going to take who we are, and we have to grow at such a rate this way that in order for us to earn influence without getting the results, this are going to have to be massive, right? Or let me ask you this: you ever met somebody who has gotten a lot of results and they knew a lot, but they weren't that great of a person, right? And they kind of lose a little bit of that influence, right? Or have we ever ran into anybody that just knew a lot, or at least thought they knew a lot, weren't that great of a person, hadn't done very much, right? So the goal here is, and this is for young leaders, or in young leaders, I'm not talking about age, I'm talking about young leaders in general, where they haven't been focused on leading for a while, or they're just starting their leadership journey in whatever avenue that they're wanting to succeed in, or to help others succeed in. Which I believe, leadership is helping others grow and expand and become more. But in order to do that, you have to grow more, right? It's really easy to go out there and help everybody else and not help yourself, right? We'll help everybody else step outside their comfort zones, but we're not going to do it ourselves. That's not leadership. We need to make sure that we're growing, right? So we need to have a focus on results. On results, we need to be getting results if you want to earn that influence, right? We need to be growing personally if you want to earn that influence. And we need to always be expanding our knowledge. Expanding our knowledge. Now, I love how simple this format is, and thank you, Reed, for putting it in this context for us. This is amazing. I love this because earned influence, that is the single greatest, best form of, I think it's the only form of leadership, personally. I really, really do. It's servant leadership where you're earning the influence of other people. Period in the story. So, what can you work on a little bit, right? You all know that knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, but execution trumps knowledge 7 days out of the week. You know some people in your life that are getting better results at something, and you're probably smarter than them, or you feel like you're more knowledgeable than they are, but you're not executing, right? So do you need to work on getting results? Do you need to work on execution? Do you need to work on growing and expanding what you've done? Second thing, do you need to work on who you are a little bit, right? Do you kind of need to get your ducks in a row? Do you kind of need to do a little self-examination on ourselves? Kind of say, what is it that we need to work on first with us? And what is it that's going to allow us to grow and expand? That way we can influence others to grow and expand as well. Or is it what you know? Do you need to study a little bit more? Do you need to know your craft? Like, do you need to study what's going on in your market or whatever that may be? So I would challenge you to be self-aware real quick and say, how can I earn the influence of the people around me? You see this all the time with, a lot of the time with diets, right? You see like a really good person, right? They learn a lot about this specific diet that they're going to go on, and they lose a lot of weight, and they get the influence of a lot of people around them in their circle. You see it on social media all the time. How'd you do that? Oh my gosh, I want to know your secrets, right? But it's because they have all three, which is so cool. So which one do you need to work on, right? Which one in your business do you need to work on? And what do you need to do in order to take that step forward, okay? Earned leadership, not dictatorship. See you next episode.